Hey, this is Joe Gilder from HomeStudioCorner.com. Welcome to Mix Together, episode, 9, 10, 11. Chivalry is not dead. This is a song with two lead vocals, a male and a female. We're going to mix female vocals first. Ladies first, boys. Ladies first. Okay, so the way I've got it set up, these are her two vocal tracks. I split them up so the harmony is a little quieter than the lead, and we're running it to this vocal bus that says C Vox. C is for Caitlin. So I'm going to start here. Just start the chorus, and we're going to mix this thing.
So seize the need to be your pride, having control.
Could use a little bit more volume out of her, so I'll go boink over here.
So seize the need to be your pride,
Biggest thing I'm hearing right now is the sibilance, which is partially because of the multi-band compressor I'm using at the end of my chain. So I'm going to combat that with another multi-band compressor that I use as a de-esser. Here is my current de-esser version preset that I've made. This portion of the multi-band compressor is doing nothing. These two are handling sibilance. 2 to 4K is the devil, so it's actually down a little more than the higher stuff, and it tends to work pretty well as a de-esser. So let's just solo her vocal and configure this here de-esser.
So seize the need to be your prideful king or queen, having control.
It's a little too much. Let's dial it back.
So seize the need to be your prideful king or queen, having control. Looking for the fool's gold, wandered off, lost and gone astray, tried to find. So seize the need to be, so seize the need.
The thing with a de-esser, and the idea is, if you don't know what a de-esser is, I've got videos on it, go check them out. It takes away some of the S's. The sibilance, when you add in compression and other things, it just tends to be too much sometimes, over-exaggerated. And a de-esser turns those frequencies down when they get too loud. So in this instance, the thing about using a de-esser is you don't want to overdo it, and you also don't want to just do it with your eyes. So you may look and see, oh man, it's turning it down so much. Let's dial it back. But that may be what it needs. And then if you go too far, it sounds like she has a lisp, which isn't what you want either. So here it is, the before.
So seize the need.
And here's after.
So seize the need.
This might be a little too much de-essing still, so let's turn it up just a little bit.
So seize the need. So seize the need. So seize the need. So seize the need. So seize the need.
So you want the S's and T's to come through. We want to understand that she's saying, so cease the need. So cease the need. But you don't want it to be so loud like it is right here.
So seize the need.
That's really bright.
So seize the need.
That feels more normal, more human, right? So that's what we're going for. So that's the first thing I'm doing. And I've started putting the multiband at the end of the chain so that if I add compression and it adds more sibilant frequencies, it turns them down before they head out. That's working for me. Sometimes I put it at the beginning. Right now it's at the end. All right, so let's go back and let's EQ her voice in context of the mix now.
So seize the need to be your prideful king.
Now I even hear it in the context. I think the de-esser needs to come down some more. I'm going to actually break this de-esser up and bring just the top frequencies down a little more.
So seize the need to be your prideful king or queen, having control. So seize the need to be your prideful king or queen. So seize the need to be your prideful king or queen, having control. Looking for the fool's gold, wandered off, lost.
That feels pretty good. Here's a neat little trick that I found. Put the de-esser on, and then before the de-esser, actually boost the high frequencies again. It's weird, right? But it will boost all the airiness of her vocal, and then when she goes and sings an S or a T, it turns it down. But you get the airy, bright, beautiful female lead vocal without all the extra harshness. So before, you couldn't boost the highs because the S's and T's would chop your head off. Well, now we've got a de-esser in place that's going to handle that. So now we can do a little boosty. Come on.
So seize the need to be your prideful king or queen, having control.
You hear how the control, it's got this nice breathiness to it. because of that boost.
Having control.
Feels really good. But then we go back to the beginning of the chorus.
So seize the need to be your prideful king.
So you can hear the S's. There's a lot going on here. The S's and T's are getting knocked down, but the vowel sounds that she's singing have nice breathiness to them. It's a perfect storm.
So seize the need to be your prideful king or queen, having control, looking for the fool's gold.
A little vocal edit needs to be right here.
Look.
Kind of sounds like the edit, like she was breathing as the edit happened. So we'll just do this. Get rid of that.
Looking.
Do more like this.
Looking for.
There we go. That sounds like a breath without a gasp.
Looking for the fool's gold. Wandered off, lost and gone astray. Tried to find a way to go, but oh, just come Seize the need to be your prideful king or queen, having control, looking for the fool's gold. Wandered off, lost and gone astray. Tried.
Her voice sounds so good. I don't want to mess with it. I'm gonna use a compressor, but I'm only I'm gonna go with butter compressor again. This has been a butter compression episode or mixed together series, whatever. And I'm just gonna compress her just a little bit, just so it kind of tightens her up overall. But I don't want to do too much to it because it just sounds nice already.
Looking for the fool's gold. Wandered off, lost and gone astray. Tried to find a way to go, but oh, just come Seize the need to be your prideful king or queen, having control, looking for the fool's gold. Wandered off, lost and gone astray.
I really dig that. It's just tightened up her vocal a little bit without it doing a lot of pump, without it sounding obvious. That just in the quiet part, I don't like that breath being so loud.
Looking for the
That sounds better.
Looking for the fool's gold. Wandered off, lost and gone astray. Tried to find a way to go. Our ships have cast away, drifted out to raging waves of unknown. But the lights guide us home.
Man, I dig that. So I put the compressor first because the tone doesn't have a lot of extra frequencies that would mess up a compressor. So I really like it. Let me just check the mid-range on this a little bit.
Our ships have cast away, drifted out to raging waves of unknown. But the lights guide us home. 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 Seize the need to be your prideful king.
That first note she sings
Seize the need to be.
just needs to be louder.
Seize the need to be.
By the time it gets to be, it feels okay, but that just needs to be louder.
Seize for king or queen. Sees the need to be your prideful king or queen, having control, looking for the fool's gold. Wandered off, sees the need to be your prideful king or queen, having control, looking for the fool's gold. Wandered off, lost and gone astray, tried to find a way to go.
Now, I wonder what she'd sound like with that spring reverb that we put in earlier.
Sees the need to be your prideful king or queen, having control, looking for the fool's gold. Wandered off, lost and gone astray, tried to find a way to go. Our ships have cast away, drifted out to raging waves of unknown, but the lights guide us home.
Brought the de-esser back up just a little bit because she felt a little muffled on that last chorus. I don't want her to feel odd. I want it to just feel normal and natural. And natural is a little bit of brightness on the S's and the T's. Let's check the verse now.
Well, I am a cluttered house, locking doors to keep it in or out. But there's room for you in me to fill every crack.
All right, so that tambourine's killing me, right? It keeps jumping out too loud, but if I turn it down, I lose it. So I'm going to use a send on the tambourine track and send a bunch of it to the reverb, but then turn the track down some.
Well, I am a cluttered house, locking doors to keep it in or out. But there's room for you in me.
Okay, that feels good. Back to vocal. I really dig it. So yeah, let's move on to his voice. So it's a female versus a male vocal. They're completely different. But I've already done some work, so I'm gonna be lazy and take what I did on her voice and drag it over to here. So now he has the exact same vocal chain. Chances are it's not gonna feel completely right, but it'd be cool if it did. So let's try it.
Come a little closer here. No need to try and hide nor fear. Your lips may lie, but I know
Different EQ.
your soul tells every truth it holds. Come in all of your ruin. Come a little closer here. No need to try and hide nor fear. Your lips may lie, but I know your soul tells every truth it holds. Come in all of your ruin. You've carried enough from all that it has been. Cease the need to be a prideful king or queen, having control, looking for the fool's gold. Wandered off, lost and gone astray, tried to find a way to go. But oh, just come home.
Well, I am a cluttered house.
I hate that I was right, but I was right. That same compression, because their voices blend together well, right? So if two voices blend together, it's probably a good chance that a lot of the processing will work on either. The EQ had to be different. The high boost on him had to move, and then there's kind of a sort of frequency that needed to come out on his EQ. So if we look at the two EQs side by side, they're different, right? But not that different, right? Just a little different. Didn't need quite the low. His voice just sounded full and rich with that compression. I turned him up into the compressor a little bit, EQ'd him a little differently, and then the de-esser just felt right on his voice. And again, that's the de-esser preset that I've developed, that I've used and kind of saved and resaved as I make changes to it. But it feels pretty good. And I really dig that vocal tone, and the reverb feels right too. It's subtle and small, but this feels really good to me. So I'm going to call it a wrap on vocal mixing. Let's make sure they feel good together here in the when she's singing and he's singing harmonies.
There's room for you in me to fill every crack between. Tear down the walls I have built.
I'm going to turn him down here. I'll do what I did with hers. I know I said I probably wasn't going to. Duplicate track. Let's just bring him down. These are his harmonies. Harm. And I'll just bring this one down a few dB.
There's room for you in me.
Now I know that adjusts the level going into the compressor and the de-esser, and I get that, but I think it's going to be okay.
There's room for you in me to fill every crack between. Tear down the walls I have built.
Here's something. His voice is getting a little more sibilant in the harmony part, so I'm going to put a de-esser on that track. Now I know that seems to be excessive, but the thing is, for harmonies, they don't need the S's and T's really. They can be just kind of pulled down quite a bit, and that can be okay.
There's room for you in me to fill every crack between. Tear down the walls I have built. Empty out all I've tried to fill. So seize the need to be your prideful king or queen, having control. Looking for the fool's gold. Wandered off, lost and gone astray. Tried to find a way to go, but oh, just come Seize the need to be your prideful king or queen, having control. Looking for the fool's gold.
Last thing I'm going to do, there may need to be automation on here. There's just a couple of words that I think need to change. And I don't want to do automation just yet, if I don't have to. It's so the cease to see the need, the king or queen, the or queen part always gets lost.
Cease the need to be your prideful king or queen.
All right, so that phrase gets lost. So here, boink, here, boink. We're going to turn that up 6 dB. And then maybe this one up a little more. It might be too much, but let's just see.
Be your prideful king or queen.
It's a little too much. You can't do it in such round numbers. Let's turn this one down a little bit. This one up a little bit. You can even just see visually that matches the size of the blobs around it.
Be your prideful king or queen. Be your prideful king or queen.
That works way better. And let me just drag this back so the breath doesn't have to be unnecessarily loud.
Having control. Looking for the fool's gold.
Now other chorus.
So seize the need to be your prideful king or queen.
So she sings king okay. It's the queen that's still. What is it? I mean, are we mad at the queen? Do we not want to say her name? Is it like a name that shan't be named? I don't know. Let's turn her up a little bit. Here we go. Let's turn this one up just a little bit because it's more full here.
Be your prideful king or queen. Or queen. Or queen.
All right, let's turn up the where she says queen.
For king or queen.
That's kind of cool.
For king or queen. Having control.
Boink.
For king or queen.
All right, the turning up the between king or queen, that actually kind of helped. Let's do that over here as well on his voice. Nope. I messed up. I moved to the wrong spot. Oh, my wrist hurts sometimes from doing all this clicking around.
The need to be a prideful king or queen.
Yeah, right there it sounds like he says king, queen.
King or queen.
He doesn't really sing the does he? Let's just bop bop.
King or queen. King or queen.
Well, he doesn't really sing the so we just boosted the and I think it'll work as an That's great.
Sees the need to be your prideful king or queen.
Same thing here. It sounds like she said king, queen. Hello, I am king, queen.
King or queen. Or queen. Or queen. Or queen.
She didn't really sing the there either, so we'll go. See if that helps. I may be trying to force something here, but I think it works.
Sees the need to be your prideful king or queen.
That works, except for the extra weird sound that came through.
Sees the need to be your prideful king or queen. Having control.
Worst case scenario is we hear queen better. I'm not going to force that anymore, but I think that sounds okay to me now.
Sees the need to be your prideful king or queen. Having control. Looking for the fool's gold. Wandered off, lost and gone astray. Tried to find a way to go. Oh, ships have cast away, drifted out to raging waves of unknown. But the lights guide us home.
That feels really good. I mean, really good. Like I'm pretty close to being done good. So let's just listen. So this would be the point where I listen and I take notes. I've talked about this before. I'm going to listen and I'll write down any changes that I think I need to make. But if I don't hear any, then I'm going to send this off to them. I'm not going to drag this on and take longer when I really think it's kind of there. A lot of people love to do automation. I only do it if I think it needs it. We kind of did that in the last 5-6 minutes of changing the volume of the audio files themselves. So I don't really feel like we need to do any proper like riding the fader because it's pretty straightforward. There's just not that many tracks in the mix that need to be ridden up and down. So I kind of think we're kind of ready to do this thing. So let's listen through.
Come a little closer here. No need to try and hide nor fear. Your lips may lie, but I know your soul tells every truth it holds. Come in all of your ruin. You've carried enough from all that it has been. Cease the need to be a prideful king or queen, having control, looking for the fool's gold. Wandered off, lost and gone astray, tried to find a way to go. But oh, just come home.
prideful king or queen, having control, looking for the fool's gold. Wandered off, lost and gone astray, tried to find a way to go, but oh, just come Sees the need to be your prideful king or queen, having control, looking for the fool's gold. Wandered off, lost and gone astray, tried to find a way to go. Our ships have cast away, drifted out the raging waves of unknown, but the lights guide us home.
Okay, I don't know if you were taking notes, but I was. And I think, yeah, I've got 3 things that I want to change. And I'm going to change those now, and we're going to export this and send it to Bob and Caitlin and the rest of them. So first thing was the shaker. I love the shaker. It felt a little bit loud. I'm going to bring it down just like 2 dB in that section right there. It adds so much to that section, but if it's too loud, it adds too much. So that's done. 2 other things. One, his voice in that first verse and chorus just has too many of these like gaspy sort of breaths. I don't know if it's an edit thing or if it's just the way it was
Come a little.
like right here.
No.
All of those feel a little bit gaspy, so I'm just going to go in and just fade them in.
No need.
I don't think there are people who like to edit out breaths. I don't think that's helpful.
Your lip. Your.
Hear that one? It starts just a little too quickly. So we're going to just,
Your
that feels natural.
lips may lie, but I know.
At the beginning of phrases usually.
Your soul tells every truth it holds. You've carried enough.
Do that one.
You've carried enough from all that it has been. Cease the need to be. You've carried enough from all. Cease the need to be a prideful king or queen, having control, looking for the fool's gold. But oh, just come home.
Yes, that feels better. We already fixed the ones that I heard on her voice. Didn't quite come out as much. So fix that. Check that off the old yeller pad. I'm pumped. I'm really pumped. I was supposed to try to get this mix done by 4:30. It's 4:30 and 48 seconds, so I'm happy with that. Last thing I want to do is there's one spot where I'm going to add an interesting delay on her voice. And I want to do it as, I think, a quarter note delay. So I'm going to take this half note delay, change it to quarter note delay. I know I have a quarter note delay set up in my template normally, but I changed it to that stupid dotted eighth note delay that we didn't use, so we're just going to use this one. It's right around here.
Having control, looking for the fool's gold. Wandered off.
Okay, it's that word gold is what I want. So here's her voice. We're going to send it to the quarter note delay that I just set up. Let's do it panned over so it bounces back and forth. It's a ping pong delay there as well. You know what? I'm changing my mind. I'm going to send it to that eighth note delay that I made. Delete this delay. I don't need it. We're going to change this one back to a quarter note because it has that kind of stereo sound where it does that cross delay thing. Let me show you. Change this back to quarter note. And it's got this cross delay, so it's feeding it to both sides. I think that'll sound cool.
Gold, wandered off, lost and lost. Gold, looking for the fool's gold. Wandered off.
I think that's it. And so I just want to turn it off, and I want to automate just that section. So in Studio One, I just click this. It brings the automation lane up, and it's just,
Looking for the fool.
I just want fool to gold to be the word. Maybe just gold. I think that'll be it. Let's see how that sounds.
Control. Looking for the fool's gold. Wandered off, lost and gone astray. Tried to find a way. Control. Looking for the fool's gold.
Maybe just the word gold.
Control. Looking for the fool's gold. Wandered off, lost and gone astray. Tried to find a way. Control. Looking for the fool's gold. Wandered off, lost and gone.
Okay. I like it, but there needs to be more. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to take this plate reverb, put it behind that delay, set the mix to like 50%.
Control. Looking for the fool's gold. Wandered off, lost and gone astray. Tried to find a way. Control. Looking for the fool's gold. Wandered off, lost and gone.
That's kind of cool. Let's put the mix tool plugin on after just to make it a little louder.
Control. Looking for the fool's gold. Wandered off, lost and gone astray. Control.
Mix tool was a bad idea, made it too loud. Let's get rid of that. Let's just turn up how much we're sending to that delay.
Control. The fool's gold. Wandered off, lost and gone.
Now let's EQ that because it's a little muddy. Boink.
The fool's gold. Wandered off, lost and gone astray. Tried to find a way to cut the fool's gold. Wandered off, lost and gone astray. The fool's gold. Wandered off.
Now that we've fixed it, we've created it, let's make it subtle.
The fool's gold. Wandered off, lost and gone astray.
I know it's way more subtle than I had it, but I think that's what it needs. And I'm happy with that. So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna drop our pen, then we're gonna pick it up and we're gonna check off that box. And then I'm gonna put a limiter on here. And real quick, I'm just gonna set the limiter to K14, which is my limiting setting. And then just turn it up until, let's go to a loud section here. And I'm just gonna turn it up until we're hitting into, same as the case, just the way the case system works, till we're getting up into kind of the loudest part with just a little bit of limiting happening. 6 dB usually works. Yeah. So now,
Tried to find a way to go, but oh, just come.
that's it. I think we're ready to send it off. Let's do it. Export. Fools, I'm getting pumped. Fools Gold Mix 1. I'm gonna send it as a 320K MP3, export between start and end marker. And I'm gonna drop this. The way I like to do this is I like to actually drop it, export it directly to the client's Dropbox folder. Which should be somewhere. There it is, Bob Burger. We'll make a folder for, no, we don't need a folder. I'll just stick it in there. Boom. My trackpad batteries are low. That's good to know. And boom. So now it is exporting. As we can see, you can't see, it's behind my face. Hang on. Come here, little guy. We are exporting this thing for them. So they can write back and be like, this is perfect, Joe. Move on to mastering. And I will say, Roger. Or they may come back and say, man, maybe we don't like the reverb. We want that guitar to be a little less bright. We'd like you to change the panning on some things. Or maybe we really don't like the sound of the bass. Can you redo it? And I will say, absolutely. What's cool is I will come back to you. And in the next video, the next episode, I'll have their email back to me pulled up and kind of done in to-do list form. And we will go through and knock out their requests and talk about what they want and why they wanted it and all that, because it's just a normal part of the process. Very rarely do I send a mix to a client and they say, you nailed it, done. Not very rarely, it happens, but it doesn't happen all the time, right? So it's just par for the course. It's part of the deal. Of course, it always hurts your feelings a little bit when someone doesn't love your work the very first time. But it's all good, right? It's all a part of making it better and making good music. So I'm going to type up the email and send this off to them. In the next episode, we'll find out what they say. Thanks for watching. See ya.